We have a weak and indecisive president in President Obama that invites aggression. Now's the time for the world community to act. The United States and Europe sending a firm message to Russia, kick them out of the G8, start sanctioning Russian business people, make them feel it in their wallet.
That was Republican Senator Lindsey Graham slamming President Obama for what he calls a lack of leadership. He's been extremely critical of the president and has said that we look weak, and the Russian president, Vladimir Putin, remains defiant and strong, in his opinion, in this Ukrainian crisis. Now joined by one of his very strongest colleagues and friends, Arizona Republican John McCain is on the Senate Armed Services Committee, and he joins me now. Senator McCain, welcome. Always good to have you here, sir.
Thank you, Martha.
You know, you've said that we have a feckless foreign policy, and from hearing what you said at AIPAC, it sounds like you think this situation is perhaps too far gone.
Well, I'm afraid as far as Crimea is concerned, it's going to be very difficult to dislodge Vladimir Putin. And by the way, there was a treaty signed by Russia guaranteeing the territorial integrity of Crimea as being part of Ukraine in return for Ukrainian giving over their nuclear capabilities. But yes, I'm afraid that that Vladimir Putin is going to remain there. I have said and predicted that he would not give up the base at Sevastopol, and that obviously is a key element in his effort to rebuild the Russian Empire, which has always been his desire. I predicted this, and although I'm very saddened by it, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Let's pull that map up again, because there were reports that Russian Navy ships have literally blocked off the Kerch Strait, and people at home are looking at this map, Senator. They can see the very small area of water that runs between Russia and Crimea. So they've essentially built a bridge between Russia and Crimea with a naval blockade, right?
Yes, and they have blockaded various Ukrainian military outposts there. And if you missed it, and you probably didn't, Vladimir Putin's statements to the press there in the last few hours that these are neo-Nazis and anti-Semites, and still denies that it's Russian troops there. I mean, this is right back to the old Cold War rhetoric. And here's the fundamental problem, and the reason why I called it feckless is because this president believes that somehow with this reset that it will turn Putin into a different person. The president said the Cold War, it was debate with Romney, the Cold War has been over for 20 years. Right. The president may believe that. Putin doesn't. He believes that this is still a requirement for Russia to have the near abroad. That means the surrounding countries, of which Ukraine is the crown jewel. He has troops in Moldova. He has parts of Moldova under Russian control, still parts of Georgia under Russian control. He is pressuring the Baltics, and of course Ukraine is the crown jewel. Now I'm beginning to wonder very seriously what he will do in eastern Ukraine. I'm not sure it would be an invasion, but it could be provocateurs and others who will at least have some kind of autonomy from the government in Kiev. And he's not going quietly into the night. And when the President of the United States says, tell Vladimir, which we overheard, tell Vladimir I'll be more flexible when I am reelected, that's really not a statement of strength.
We played that sound a few moments ago. Why do you think that the president, in your opinion, has misread this whole situation so dangerously?
Because the president views the world as he wants it to be, and Vladimir Putin in particular, not how it is. He has ignored the signs throughout. When Vladimir Putin makes certain moves such as he has made, he has basically ignored them. He believes that Vladimir Putin can be dealt with. Vladimir Putin can be dealt with, but only in the context of an individual who is bent on restoring the Russian Empire and maintain that position. Yeah, when the President of the United States made the decision to attack Syria and then went back on it, that sent a signal all over the world. And I guarantee you now, very soon you will see the Chinese acting much more aggressively in the South China Sea as regards to the Senkakus Islands.
Well, I mean, that's a frightening picture that you paint. You know, I've spoken to a lot of people about this over the past couple of days, and many say, look, what can the president do? There's nothing that can be done at this point. Vladimir Putin is going to run roughshod over Crimea. He may not even need a battle to basically declare victory in what he's done so far, and he may go further. But what can be done?
First, a whole new approach to Vladimir Putin and Russia. Second, bring Moldova and Georgia on the path to being in NATO. A Magnitsky Act which targets individual Russians who are responsible for these acts of aggression in Ukraine, and a number of economic sanctions. Throw them out of the G8. Isolate them as much as possible and speak up. Speak up. That's what Ronald Reagan's greatest strength was. Margaret Thatcher said Ronald Reagan won the Cold War without firing a shot. And he did so because he stood up for these people instead of tell Vladimir that I'll be more flexible when I'm reelected. And again, look at, you might run the clip of, frankly, of me in 2008 when I said watch Ukraine, but more importantly when he basically chastised Mitt Romney for, and said, look, the Cold War's been over for 20 years. Ask the people of Ukraine whether they believe that.
Well, they may have read that as an opening when they heard the future president at that time say that to Mitt Romney, or the almost second-term president, I should say. Senator, thank you very much. It's always good to talk to you. We'll see you soon, I hope.
Thank you, Martha.